before you delete this. So that is typically I mean, when you have a multi-provider, what will have, I mean, other than consolidating, it is used to form a logical layer. Generally, for this reason, even though we only have one info cube or one info provider to add to the multi-provider, we can use it. Even though if we have only one cube to add, we don't have this. You might think that it is unnecessary to create multi-provider, but not. Generally, in real time, we create multi-provider with one info queue. Why? Because in future we don't know. There are two reasons to create multi-provider. Even though you have even though you have only one info cube or one info provider, you can create multi-provider for future purpose. Maybe in future you can add. And second reason is you can have a. So what will happen when you have a logical layer? You can create queries on multi-provider separately, and you can create query on InfoCube separately. So that is the flexibility you will get. So for that reason, you can still create a multi-provider if even though if you have only one info provider. So any doubts in this? So in multi-providers, you have four advanced options which we may discuss in reporting, but so we have to discuss it right now. Like so, for performance reasons, we have four options in the while creating the subqueries. So they are like so here we have four options for context or performance reasons. So we can use it for the query performance. So here, fixed addressing of info providers. Generally, you when you use the, I mean, reporting in when you create a query, you will have a info object in the query. I'm talking about the query creation in the query 0 So you will have this info object in that query. So it will specify the, I mean, which info provider we can eliminate. I mean, which info provider that we can exclude from the definition of the multi-provider. So for that reason, there is a zero info provider, and you can I mean, you can it will help you select the info providers. So you can do that in this is for the performance reason. You can do that in while creating the query. And there is another thing which is a key figure selection by I mean by given requirement. If you are not getting, I mean, if you are not selecting any key figures from one info provider, you're not using key figures from one info provider at all, then you can exclude that info provider in this. So it will be better for performance. So selection by fixed values, you can give the fixed value selection. So it will be like, any info cube or data store object can be accessed for that fixed value for company code 001, company code 1000 say. So for this fixed value, it can be used. So that will be another good performance reason for it. Selection by OLAP hints is, you can use this selection by OLAP hints. So it will be like, you have to, it is still not compatible. You have to, it is not better performance. So it still, you can skip this uh, for the performance because it is not, the definition is not compatible. So these are the four options generally we generally have for the subqueries and in for the multi-providers. So that is about the multi-provider. And when you come to the info sets, here you can see the multi-providers. I guess we have discussed. This is the beginning here. I guess we have discussed it completely. You can have a look on your document. You have this document, and it is the same document. So here I gave it in a short, and you can all the other things are unnecessary. Multi-providers are union queries. The one point you have to remember, whenever you add have more than one info provider, it will consolidate the data. The union of data is multi-provider, and then if there is no if the info provider is passing some value and another info provider is not passing the value for relevant info object, here you can see for one info object customer which is coming from InfoCube 1, there is no value for from InfoCube 2 for the invoice number. In that case, the system will pass a hash value for the characteristics and zero value for the key figures. So that is the another most important thing in multi providers. And then we bring them into context. We have identification. While modeling the multi-providers, you have to identify which info provider it is coming from, and you do identification here. There is a both. There are two icons here, one for the characteristics and one for the key figures. You have to identify them. So we have another virtual multi-provider, which is virtual info provider, which is InfoSet. So we are going to discuss about the info sets now. So info sets are also used to consolidate the data with respect to the relational join query. Other than union, it is a join query, relational join query. So this is so generally in info sets you have you can add in 3.5 in info sets you cannot add info cubes, but here you can add in 7.0 you can add data store objects, info cubes, and all the other objects like other than the virtual info providers and so there is the info provider. You can add info cubes, you can add DSOs and info for the info set. And there are two types of joins in info sets. There is the inner join and left outer join. So generally this concept will be there in ECC when we do the database views, we have inner join, and in programming as well when we do the when we have the reports to write in the ABAP program, we have inner joins. So it is necessary to know what is inner join. So inner join is combining the data of two database tables. By default, any join condition is executed as inner join, and then if you want the left outer join, you have to select the left outer join option. So the inner join and left outer join, what is the difference? Means in inner join, you will have, I mean, um, all from, I mean, you have the data records, relevant data records taken, and in the left outer join only the info provider on the left side will be considered, and even though there are no values on the right side, right info provider, it will be shown, I mean empty space will be shown. So we will see that now. So here we have inner